Hey y'all, this is Kevin Masters from the Masters Hot Rod School in Bristol, Indiana. Gonna do a little roll through. Checking out the Camaro. This is the driver's education car. We've done some modifications to the rear end heavy duty parts because there will be kids as young as 13 running this down the 8th mile. So we want to make sure it's safe. So we got, of course, a lot of the stuff, got so much stuff taking up space in here that the spare parts from the car kind of get stored inside of it until we're done with them. The car is getting its full interior minus back seat back into it. It's a super clean car. That's all the rest there is on it. We painted the whole undercarriage of the car. Bought brand new shock absorbers for the rear window, and of course they don't work. They're not strong enough. And I bought them for this car with the big spoiler. 92 Camaro Z28. It's running some skinny welds on the front. I ended up having to buy 3 pairs of welds in order to find 2 that were not bent. That happens when you run these super skinny lightweight wheel on the street of northern Indiana. We have an abundance of potholes. And then our little fan keeps us from dying out here. Various stuff hanging from the ceiling. There's where we store our discs. Those are all partially used up, or used up completely, and we just stuck them back on there in case we needed them. And then here we have the earplugs that were just recently sent to me for the kids. I believe there's 100 pairs here, a bunch of them. And then the flapper discs and grinding discs that were sent in for the kids. I gotta hang those on the wall still. My clean bench got accumulated stuff very quickly, including my Grandpa Louie's work box, and he actually has his name written on it big. He's been gone since the early 90s. Miss the old codger. He's the one that taught me how to cuss, bitch, and fart. Belched in there a little bit too. He was a hell of a grandpa. Some helmets that were donated to the class, ironically, yes they were. My old welder that I'm still working on, I had some parts that come up missing off that. And Miller prides himself in having parts for everything except for this welder. And our Licking welder, that's Prax Air and one of their employees' gifts. She owns it. It's on loan. And without that, we wouldn't have an ability to weld because my welder is down. But I guess I have Daytona MIG on the top, which is made in Italy, so it's all Italian metric. And then I have my Miller 35 on the bottom, and it was built in like 1976. So that's why there's difficulty in getting parts to fit it. But damn, that thing welds so good when it's working right. All right, let's keep rolling to the shop, Griffey. And of course, Griffin the Wonder Dog in the background always. Wholesale service sign. That was hanging on the wall of our paint shop we had. All airbrushed. And then everybody has a half of a pedal car hanging. And that drawing there was also on the paint storage thing, which was wood at our old paint shop. But that's also hand done back in the day, probably late 70s, early 80s. Couple toolboxes, snap-ons, without a snap-on tool on them, in them. That's because someone decided to rob me about 8 years ago and take away all my snap-on tools. It was so kind of them. Here's the Camaro motor. Just got a couple brake lines to hook up and the thing will be ready to go down the drag strip. Hopefully the new owners of the drag strip are going to run the same IHRA programming so that this can be worked into the race day. But the paint's pretty bad. The gentleman in Mishawaka off Elm Road is going to paint it for me. And there's the Swiss Army table. That's a whole video all to itself. And spare parts here, spare parts there. Big 6-inch scoop I'm molding to the hood of my Suburban. Give it a little boss look to it. I mean, cool old oil containers that actually we still use for various reasons. These those are full of about every lug nut you can think of and lug studs. Those come from Sears in Detroit. Sears gave them to me when they closed that place up. They let me take a trailer up there and take a load of goodies. Mighty kind of Sears. Before they lost their auto business, Sears, I could suggest one of the kids to go there and work for them doing lube boy stuff, and they would hire them in, and then they'd pay for their education to go further and get their degrees. There's my wheelie truck back there, our gasser truck. It was in the era when your gasser pulled wheelies. So a few engine blocks and cranks I got stashed back. The Thunderbird. That's a whole nother video all to itself. Got a rolling down. Oop, did you get a view of that stuff? Well, you'll get a better view later. Dad just loved the Soapbox Derby cars, so he had a nice selection of them, representing many different years, including one there at the end. It's kind of hard to see, but he built that from the plans from Popular Mechanics from the very first winter of the first Soapbox Derby. And so it's pretty cool. Not quite finished. Started losing his mind before he got done with it. I mean, can you beat the looks of a 33 Willys? They're just damn cute. This was Dad's parade car. He had it running all the time when he was, before he lost his mind. I guess lost his mind. All-timers is a form of losing your mind, and that's what he had. But he started stripping cars apart and hiding the parts because he thought everybody was stealing the stuff because he couldn't remember doing what he did the day before. There's our Holden-bodied American, everything else, 33 Willys Roadster. There's said to be 5 or 6 of these left in existence. This one has the paint all peeled off with a razor blade. Thank you, Dad. But the motor's in it, the motor runs, transmission's in it, rear end's in it, brakes are all hooked up, but he was in the process of taking the steering and moving it from right-hand drive to left-hand drive when he went on to something else. So that won't be that bad to do. I'll primer it, hook the steering up eventually, and then it'll be a nice little stock driver. Chop top Willys sedan, 4-door, with the Ohio George Montgomery nose on top. I mentioned this other stuff in the past. This is the cab for my 33 Willys pickup gasser I'm building, called Spare Parts. The firewall and the floor came out of my dad's Hemi car that he raced when I was a kid, that me and him, he taught me how to weld on. And then you can see there's all new wood in there, and it's painted red because the body's going to be red. It'll match Dad's other pickup and the Overland Express 33 Willys delivery. It'll match them, so they'll all be red. Now the school race cars will all be white and red. Now the drag truck there, the gasser pickup / wheelie truck, hard to figure out what to describe it as. It's pretty cool. I always liked Little Red Wagon, so when I got a chance to buy this, I really snatched it right up. But it is for sale, but it's only going to be sold to the right person. So, and my Corvette sitting there with the hood up. I got a ZZ4 crate motor. I got a couple of young 13-year-olds that want to do one-on-one classes because it's easier for them. So I'm going to move that Corvette up front and stick that ZZ4 crate motor in there. The crate motor is on the startup stand. and it's just been started every couple of years to keep it good, and it's never been run. But it's about as smooth of a motor as you can get. Now this, well, it looks like a scary project, is a Holden-bodied 33 Willys Cabriolet coupe, which, according to the legend, they made 133, 134, 135, 136, and it's a really a cool car. It has soft top and bows in the back with a cloth top that goes up to the windshield, basically. And the cloth top is permanent, even though it has wooden bows like a convertible top. Hence Cabriolet coupe term. Roll up and down side windows, and the doors are complete. The doors match the Holden bodied 33 Willys 4-door, and that has unusual shaped doors. They're also the same doors that they used on this. I don't have one sitting where I can see it from the wheelchair. There's a couple of nice 33 Willys doors. One for the 33 Willys sedan, low mileage sedan sitting over there. And then one for this car here, the chop top car. And we'll go around the room again. Back and forth. Van seat sitting there. That's one of our earliest ones that we made. That's what's called a S78, made in 1978. We got a couple pieces left over from the van shop, but you know, for those of you that know me, know that my mom and dad actually were the pioneers of the conversion van, which is taking a brand new van and putting an interior in it, and then reselling it as a brand new van with a nice interior. And they started doing that, and when the new van styles came out in about 1970, and they've been doing hippie vans prior to that. And a gentleman came in and asked my mom if she could do the interior, and on one of these new vans that were sitting on the showroom floor at Tom Naquin's in Elkhart, Indiana. And Mom said, sure, why not? So the guy went down and bought it off the showroom floor, brung it back. Mom and Dad did the interior in it, and a big bed in the back, and a barrel chair, and a couple seats, and all button tucked. And the guy took them out around the country, took that truck, and sold hundreds of vans off of it. And we were in the van conversion business. Pretty cool. So, but my mom and dad have always been innovators instead of spectators. Up on the shelf there on the left-hand side is my dad's Whizzer motorbike. That he bought that brand new in the late 50s. Little Schwinn Stingray. Everybody's got to have at least one of those. And there's a boys and a girls bike there. The girls' bike is really nice. Boys' bike is okay too. The little quarter midget is a racecraft from 1957. It's been restored by me and a couple of my students. They were actually my first two students before the school had even evolved into a school. On occasion, I'm known to guest lecture over at Notre Dame University. I do Native American flute and Native American history lessons as pertained to the local Native people. And I had two young men that came up. We started talking cars, and they come out in a couple days a week and help me rebuild this little quarter midget, because they always did stuff with their dad at home, but since they were so far from home, this kind of gave them that hometown feeling. But I lost them when they graduated, but they were cool. But anyway, there's a little 15 minute thing of the shop, kind of what I was trying to call a quick roll through that really didn't turn into a quick roll through. And we're rolling back out. There's Griffin the Wonder Dog. There's the Camaro. You know, things to point out, like for safety reasons, I've went ahead and put the long studs front and back, so you can just glance at them and make sure that they're tight. The rear end is a stock style, but it's been all upgraded. Axles, locker, gears, everything is all new, including the little stud girdle on the back, an aluminum piece. Of course, there's gripping the Wonder Dog back again. Now this thing is, like I said, super clean on the inside. It's kind of a shame to cut it up to make it into a race car, but I wanted something that wasn't rusted completely out, so the kids would have something safe to drive. I had to take a lot of consideration when building this car over something I'd build for myself, because I wouldn't build it as safe as this one's going to be for myself, but that's just me. All right, Kevin Masters, Masters Hot Rod School, Bristol, Indiana. Hope you enjoyed this little video. Sign up, subscribe, whatever it is that you guys do to make my little numbers click. Thanks for taking a peek. Have a good day.